Welcome back, my gardening friends, to another Focal Point Friday episode. These quickie episodes are either an important highlight from a previous episode or a quick focus on a current event in the food and agricultural world that I think that we should be talking about. Think of these episodes as a way to tickle your brain with one or two ideas to ponder while you're planning or planting or digging in the garden this weekend. Without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Enjoy! Let's dispel the myth that you need specific grow lights for starting your seeds indoors. You do not. We're talking about annual plants that will only be growing indoors for a matter of weeks, so they'll do perfectly fine under regular old fluorescent shop lights. Now, if you're an indoor gardener, then you absolutely do want to invest in some lights that have a broader spectrum than regular shop lights. Extended periods of growth and plants that spend their entire life indoors, or if you're growing tropicals inside, those will all benefit from a true grow light. Otherwise, it's absolutely not necessary. What is necessary, though, is paying attention to how close those lights are to your seedlings as they sprout and begin to grow. Just like not having adequate airflow, having a light source that's too far from the plants as they come up can cause them to become weak. They'll stretch themselves toward the light, whether that's to one side or straight above. We use the term leggy to describe plants that are reaching toward their light source, causing the stem of the plant to become long and thin. This isn't a problem when the plant is small, but as it gets bigger and those leaves at the top get larger, the long, thin stem isn't strong enough to hold the weight and they'll fall over. Slow, steady growth is what we're going for to keep the stem stocky and strong. So lower your lights down as close as you can above the plants when they sprout. If you're using fluorescent lights or LED lights, you're not going to be too worried about the plants overheating or burning. So keep the light about 2 inches above the top of the plant, and then raise that light up as the plant grows. Keep in mind that fluorescents do give off a little bit of heat, so if you're growing plants that prefer a cooler air temperature, use your fans to cool the areas immediately around the plant. LEDs won't cause this problem. This is why it can be a problem to rely solely on window lighting for starting seeds and growing on seedlings. Even though it's a full spectrum light that the plants love, it's not fully enveloping the plant. This means the plant will lean and stretch toward that light source. Rotating the plants around to keep them from stretching to one side or another can be effective for older plants, but for seedlings, they'll just continue to reach up and up, weakening their little stems. If you aren't starting a ton of seeds or don't have a good place to hang a fluorescent shop light, you can find inexpensive LED grow lights that clip on to the sides of pots or that have their own rig to hold the light above a pot or a tray. These may not be adjustable, so you'll need to raise the trays up to the light rather than the other way around. Just use a stack of books or magazines or something you don't mind possibly getting wet from water drainage, and remove 1 or 2 each week to lower the plants down as they grow. The important thing is to keep the light just a couple inches above the plants until you can harden them off and get them outside to their permanent spot. Yes, there are a lot of little details that go into starting your seeds indoors. It's not complicated per se, but there are plenty of things that can go wrong along the way. Paying attention to the seeds planting instructions, soil temperature, air flow, and your lighting situation will go a long way toward getting your seedlings off to the best start. Thanks for joining me on this Focal Point Friday. I'll be back again on Tuesday for another regular episode of the Just Grow Something podcast. So until next time, my gardening friends, keep on cultivating that dream garden, and we'll talk again soon.